So today I have something a little bit different. I am joined by JackFrags and we're discussing the new game modes and features with the upcoming Naval Strike DLC. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. So we now know that Naval Strike is coming out on the 18th of March, which is only 17 days away now, so it is pretty close. And we've seen these new images that show off things like the hovercraft, the new maps, but of course the most exciting new feature is the return of Titan mode, which was very popular in previous games. You played this quite a lot with 2142.
Yeah, it was. I mean, myself personally, I had a big group of friends who I still play Battlefield with, but we used to play BF2, 1942 and 2142 together as well.
Yeah.
When we played 2142, it's probably the game mode that we played the most. Apart from, there was another game mode where you had like a fucking huge armored tank and you had to get it from point A to point B. It was sort of like on rails. That was a cool game mode, but that's not, I don't think that's coming to BF4.
No.
But the Titan mode was very interesting because it was a mix of conquest with these big Titans, these big ships in the sky that had like a fully modeled interior that you could get in. And so from what I can remember, it's like a big map. There's two Titans in the sky, and they've got shields. And then you go around the map, and instead of like capturing a point to bleed tickets, if you capture a point on the map, it fires missiles at the enemy Titan, and those missiles reduce the shield. So eventually, if you fired enough missiles, you can then either like fly up to the ship in like an aircraft, whatever, or you can land on it in like a drop pod. Yeah, and then once you've done that, you can assault it and try and take down the Titan from the inside. So the combat would change from this very sparse sort of like classic Battlefield warfare where you're running around on the ground capping points and fighting infantry and tanks, to all of a sudden you're inside, it's infantry only, and it's really tight close quarters. So it was like an interesting blend of classic Battlefield and something like, close quarters, the close quarters DLC, whatever. And it was really a lot of fun, to be honest. And once you're inside the Titan, there's lots of tight corridors, so you'd have people setting up on bipods, dropping C4, putting claymores down, and the objective was to get into the sort of like the ship's generator room, I guess, and just destroy it with either explosives or you just shoot it enough, it's got a health bar. And then it doesn't get destroyed straight away. It's sort of like, the end of Titanfall when there's like an epilogue and you get to escape. You can do that in Titan mode as well. It's like, oh shit, you've got 30 seconds to escape. Can you escape? Whatever. And that was really cool. And it was something new and exciting for the Battlefield franchise. And I don't know. I mean, it's called Carrier Assault, right?
Carrier Assault, is the new name.
Instead of having ships in the sky, because obviously they can't do that because it's not a future game, not a sci-fi game. I'm guessing they'll just have two big
aircraft carriers,
with a modeled interior, and instead of shields.
Now this is a question. I was going to say, what do you think is going to be instead of the shields?
Air defenses or like guns that you have to take out, maybe, because if you go too close, you just get pulverized by like AI anti-air gun.
There's got to be something that will stop you from at all getting near it until you've achieved the objective. Anti-air guns or something. Or
it might be like a section of the ship that gets destroyed, so you need to enter through the back of the ship, but of course there's not a hole there, so you've got to put enough missiles into it to make a hole to then get in. Maybe something like that.
There's no way of getting in until you've got like a decent sized a hole in the ship.
But I can see that this game mode, like, I really hope that it's gonna sort of like reinvigorate my love of BF4. Because there were so many things that frustrate me about the game, but when you have a good game on BF4, if you're playing with mates in a squad, it can be really fun, and you can get over the frustrations of the netcode, bugs, whatever. So I'm hoping that if they do this game mode well, and if is it March 18th it's been confirmed, I think,
March 18th, which is a Tuesday, which is the day that DLCs always come out, so it sounds about right that March the 18th, which people have seen on Origin now as well, so I think it is going to be that date.
if by that point, I know they've been looking at fixing the netcode, they've been running servers and stuff, doing tests, and they released that information about the balancing. If that's patched as well before, hopefully, by that point, BF4 will be a solid experience that you can always enjoy, because at the moment it's still 50-50 for me.
Yeah. Sometimes I dread joining a game because it's like I want to have some fun, but there's a 50% chance I'm not going to have fun, and then I'm going to be in a bad mood for the rest of the day.
Just get pissed off.
At the moment, it's like gambling. I always say, I have a really good game, and I go, you know what? I'm going to not play for the rest of the day. It's like winning at casino. Once you've won big, you just walk away because you're just like, that's it now. I'm done. I've done for the day. I've pushed my luck. I've had a good game. I'm not going to go any further with this now.
Yeah, I like that analogy. That's good.
It is exactly like being the. I mean, some people at the casino, they might win big and just keep pushing their luck until they lose it all again. And then I've done that before many times on Battlefield. I've had a good game, and then I've thought, you know what? I'll have another 5. And then by the end of it, I'm like, why did I even? So
should have
for
quit
me,
when you were ahead.
I've had it sometimes with the first game of the day. I've gone in for a day of gaming, and the first game of the day even has been that good that I've gone, you know what? That's it. Just gonna have the one game today because it was a good one. So done. And I don't want to push my luck. And I don't want it to be like that because, like you said, I enjoy playing Battlefield. I could play Battlefield 3-4 hours at a time. And with Battlefield 4, it shouldn't be that way that I feel like I want to play, but I don't think I'm going to enjoy playing. So they can fix that. But the thing with Titan mode or this carry assault mode is obviously by the sheer definition of the game type, it isn't going to be available for a lot of maps in the game, which if it is going to prove to be this very popular game mode like it was in 2142, it's going to be very, it'll be like the game mode, like, air superiority and stuff like that. It's only accessible for certain maps. So it probably will only be available with the Naval Strike maps, which could hinder it a little bit because if it proves to be very popular, they might have to, in future DLCs, kind of design maps, or they've probably already all been designed, but try and incorporate this game mode that, because obviously by its very definition, it's going to be 2 large ships in a big open expanse of water with maybe some islands about with a kind of anti-naval gun batteries on to try and capture. So it's going to be interesting to see how that is incorporated. How the game type is incorporated within the existing game we've got already.
I do think it'll just be on those 4 maps. So
because it's a shame. It'll be like I always thought scavenger mode was one of the best game modes in the game, and in Battlefield 3 I loved it, but it was very restricted to only obviously the Aftermath maps. I thought I'd have loved to have seen something like scavenger mode brought across to close quarters DLCs or stuff like that. It's a shame to see that kind of level of restriction that obviously in Battlefield 4 we now see all game modes that possibly can be are on all maps they possibly can be, aren't they? But Naval Titan mode or carrier assault mode is going to be quite restricted.
Because they'd have to remake like pretty much all the levels, wouldn't they?
Just Zavod 311 with these 2 large naval ships just sat at either end of the map in the woods wouldn't really work too well.
I mean, I'm just thinking if they can pull it off well. Like, have you played the single player campaign?
I was about to say the exact same thing. The interior modelling and how good the inside of the aircraft carrier ships looked on the single player.
There's that one point as well when the ship splits in half.
Yeah.
Like, maybe if they have that as, like, once you take out the carrier, that sort of shit happens. Yeah. That could be so cool. Like, if they pull it off well.
Thing is, I had these bad visions of when we all first saw the tower collapse on Siege of Shanghai. I had these ideas of being able to kind of ride down the tower, like still fighting players while it collapsed, but it's not the case. No. As soon as that first pillar goes, everyone in the tower just splats dead. And if it was something like that with the ship, breaking in half, it wouldn't be the epic gun battle as it broke.
Yeah,
I think it'd
just be more frustrating than fun.
Yeah, everyone would just be like, oh no, absolutely everyone on board the ship's dead. Let's all respawn and go again. But visually, it's something like the single. Even kind of, you remember in the single player, as you kind of run through the radar rooms, and they've got these brightly coloured screens, and it's all very luminescent colours, and it's all very like gunfires lighting up the rooms and stuff. That kind of stuff, that graphically would be amazing to see, because as you said,
immersive.
With Titan mode, the inside of the ships are very well modelled, so you expect nothing. Well, hopefully, nothing less, better than that with the inside models of these carrier ships. So it could be. I am very excited. It's probably this game mode is a game mode I didn't play much of Titan mode myself in the old games. I am pretty stoked to see this, to come back, and hopefully, like you said, it can rejuvenate some excitement for Battlefield again.
Yeah, and I think they'll certainly have a similar mode in the Battlefront game as well. Like, it'll be Star Destroyers though.
Oh yeah. Of course. I mean, that's going to have even more scope to be like the previous Titan mode, because it can just be laser shields again. You know, covering up the ships and stuff. That'll be exciting.
Yep.
So that's all we got time for today. I hope you did enjoy the video. If so, don't forget to hit like and leave all your thoughts and comments below. They are massively appreciated. And if you would like to see more videos with Jack, don't forget to tell me that in the comments as well. But in the meantime, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.